Punisher Comics. Come get some.
Hey everybody, Punisher Comics here, and it is time once again for a movie review. And this time around we're going to be taking a look at a brand new movie that came out last week titled The Snowman. So I'm going to be honest with you, when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was intrigued. When I saw that Michael Fassbender was going to be acting in it, I was also intrigued. I went to see this thing on Monday, not so intrigued. And I'll explain why as we go along. So therefore, I'm going to give you my review of this movie as well as talk about the plot and whatnot. So therefore, for those of you watching this, if you guys were planning on going to see this movie, be warned, I may be dropping some spoilers here and there. So spoiler alert. There you go. You've been warned. But for those of you watching who are not affected in any way, shape, or form by spoilers, well, be my guest and continue watching or listening to this video. Alrighty, folks, so with that being said, let's get to this review, shall we? So our main character, Harry Hole, played by Michael Fassbender, is a heavy-drinking, hard-smoking detective for the Oslo Crime Squad, whose career is already the stuff of legend for young police officers in the department. So when new recruit Katrine Bratt, played by Rebecca Ferguson, pulls Harry into helping her investigate the mysterious disappearance of a woman, Harry is quick to dismiss the case as a matter of infidelity and little more. However, it soon becomes clear that there is something more sinister at play here, even before the bodies start turning up. So, together Harry and Katrine begin to connect these grisly murders with older crimes that have more than a few things in common, including the calling card that the serial killer leaves behind in the form of a otherwise harmless-looking snowman. And as the list of potential suspects grow, including a local abortion doctor and a powerful figure campaigning to bring the next Winter Olympic Games to Oslo, Harry gradually starts to realize that there is more to this case and both his and Katrine's role in it than he initially suspected. So, based on the 2007 book of the same name by Joe Nesbo, one of several Harry Hole stories written by Nesbo, The Snowman is the latest brooding novel turned film adaptation from Swedish director Thomas Alfredson. So, the filmmaker's previous efforts include the acclaimed vampire horror / coming-of-age tale Let the Right One In, as well as the equally lauded John le Carré spy thriller Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Now, unfortunately, The Snowman is a misfire for both Alfredson and his many impressive collaborators on both sides of the camera. Now, while there are elements of a riveting noir thriller here, The Snowman proves to be more of a pulpy mess than a chilling crime tale. So credited to 3 different screenwriters, Hossein Amini, Peter Strahan, and Soren Sveistrup, The Snowman includes a number of character subplots that never really come together to form a cohesive whole with its central murder mystery story thread. So Alfredson has now publicly admitted that the film was rushed through production. As a result, a significant chunk of the Snowman script was never actually shot. And sadly, this very much shows in the final movie product. I mean, nearly every attempted theme, storyline, and player in the film ultimately winds up feeling kind of half-baked by the end, despite showing promise along the way to the movie's final destination, though. And while The Snowman's missing pieces are in part to blame for its lackluster narrative, the film has other storytelling issues too. The movie doubles down on sensationalized elements. unconvincing red herrings and implausible plot twists. I mean, deviating noticeably from Nesbo's already pulpy page-turner source material in the process. And as a result, the Snowman's lurid subject matter and portrayal of violence against women comes off as being quite exploitive more than challenging in their representation. The problem isn't so much that these familiar noir tropes are outdated or, cannot be handled well, but it's that their execution in The Snowman is simply lacking. Now, the characters in The Snowman are equally paint by number and thus fail to leave much of an impression, good or bad. Detective Hole spends much of his time on screen smoking and nursing hangovers, yet develops a personality beyond the typical workaholic sleuth, in spite of Fassbender's best efforts, that is. Ferguson is simply or similarly misused in a two-dimensional role, that of an up-and-coming cop with a chip on her shoulder, and never forms a compelling dynamic with Fassbender's protagonist throughout their investigation together. And in addition, the Snowman squanders the talents of such character actors as Charlotte Gainsbourg, J.K. Simmons, James D'Arcy, and Toby Jones, among others in supporting roles. And most of these side players are stuck here playing unmemorable parts. For example, the ex-girlfriend who still cares for Harry, the admired public figure with a sleazy side, and so forth. And that could have just as easily been filled by lesser-known actors. Val Kilmer, for instance, arguably leaves the strongest impression of the ensemble, and thanks to his supporting performance as the boozing Bergen detective Gert Rafto, though he's not per se memorable for the right reasons. I mean, his peculiar vocalisms appear to actually have been dubbed, and there's one part in the movie where you see him talking where you could see a mismatch there, and even I was like, hey, wait a minute, yeah. And well, I gotta make a correction here. So the Snowman does have some redeeming value, though, when it comes to craftsmanship. I mean, Alfredson collaborating here with cinematographer Dion Beebe draws from a cold and bleak color palette to positive effect. I mean, combined with striking framing techniques and good use of the movie's real-world Norwegian backdrop, this allows the Snowman to maintain a unsettling and dreary sense of atmosphere throughout its runtime. And that said, even Martin Scorsese's three-time Oscar-winning editor Thelma Schoonmaker can only do so much to bridge the film's leaps in logic and fill in the gaps in the plot. And despite these efforts, the resulting cinematic narrative is far more jagged and clunky than seamless in its design. And at the end of the day, The Snowman isn't so much a complete disaster as it is a muddled attempt at a, tierce European flavored noir / crime thriller. Alfredson has elevated page-turning bestsellers into high cinematic art in the past, but for various reasons, including production issues and whatnot. And that didn't happen this time around. More than anything, The Snowman feels like a waste of talent on a project that plays out as a underwhelming pilot for a Harry Holt TV series. And while popular European crime-solving characters like Lisbeth Salander have found success at the stateside box office before, and will return to the big screen next year in The Girl in the Spider's Web, Mr. Hole might not be so fortunate if the quality of this movie is anything of indication. Overall, I give this movie a 2 out of 5. So for those of you who really want to see it, do so. But myself personally, I'd suggest waiting till the Blu-ray or DVD comes out and just cook up a bowl of popcorn and watch it at home. Curl up on the couch and whatnot. And with that being said, folks, that's it for this movie review. But for those of you who've seen this movie already, I would like to know what you guys thought of it. So let me know in the comments below. And as well, if you're curious, the next 2 movies I'm going to be going to see are Happy Death Day and Jigsaw. Really can't wait to see that one. So expect reviews from those as well. And as for it, well, I missed my chance to see it in theaters. So when it comes out on Blu-ray, I will be picking it up and I'll be reviewing it then. So you'll be getting an It review from me, but just a little bit down the road from now. But you'll still be getting some horror-themed reviews within the next little while. So you got that to look forward to, right? Anyway, folks, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, give her a thumbs up. If not, give her a thumbs down. And if you enjoy movie reviews like this, well, check out the playlist I put together of all my other movie reviews. As well, while looking around my channel, make sure to comment on any video you like, because I love reading them as well as answering them. And also, while looking around, make sure to like or dislike any video you watch. Yes, I did say dislike, because let's face it, no one's perfect, right? And then, when all is said and done, before leaving, make sure to click that subscribe button. Alrighty, so that's it for now, but I will see you guys next time. So till then, I'm Punisher Comics, and I am